How can you work in having a good relationship with yourself?
Work hard at it and we focus on it, that we can make it happen.
People who have accomplished great things did accomplish great things because they didn't give up.
Don't view it as a mission impossible. View everything as a mission possible.
Activism doesn't have to be hard.
Look who's cracking under pressure.
Who wants croissants?
That's the whitest shit I've heard all day.
So Woke returns to Hulu after the first season debuted all the way back in September of 2020 with a complete 8-episode inspiring the true story based on the life of Kid Nate. And today we have the amazing honor to have Timor, Blake Anderson, Amy Garcia, and Miguel Pizon. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you. Gracias.
Thank you.
So the second season of Woke will see Keith and friends trying to face what the real world truly is after the cartoonist becomes a political activist. The series confronts important issues like social justice, racism, and others. What can we learn about these topics?
Honestly, in this season, I feel like it gives you an opportunity to just see a range of growth from Lamorne and his character dealing with racism, dealing with becoming an activist. We find out, certain things about Gunther and his character, the differences between Black people and white people in washcloths.
True. Tackling important issues.
And then you also get a chance to see just how unimportant racism is to certain people like Clovis, who just really isn't into that thing at all. I mean, he knows it exists, but it's not really something that he focuses on because he's aware of it and he kind of understands how to navigate it.
Yeah.
So in this second season, we sort of continue with Keith's story and what it's like when he's become a popular activist, and he now has the reach to reach so many more people. And what is it like to be involved in social justice and having conversations about inequality and have money be introduced into the conversation? And what is it like to manage that minefield of still staying true to what it is that made you get involved and how you further that when you're dealing with other interests?
Keith is not just an artist, he is an activist.
The correct term is artivist.
Okay.
Woke follows the life of a cartoonist who is in the march to success, who likes to avoid controversy but starts seeing and hearing animated objects after being racially profiled by the police. Can you tell us more about this story? What else can we expect from this series?
Well, I think with season 2, in season 1, Keith, Lamorne's character, really stamped himself as an activist, as a woke person. So in season 2, we're just kind of picking up with okay, what does that mean? What's next? It becomes he's pulled in different directions, what he stands for. He's having opportunities where woke can make him a paycheck. And it's just following that balance, kind of in today's society, woke has taken on a whole new life. Just hearing that word, depending on who you tell, a million things come to mind to them. So we're really just dissecting that entire movement.
Mr. Policeman did a number on you, didn't he? Now you can be his. It's just like having a superpower.
Yeah. No.
Amy, you play Laura, and Miguel, you play Tommy. Can you both describe your characters in terms of personality?
Well, Laura Salgado, and she makes sure that Keith pronounce it Laura, Laura. She is a shark. She's a businesswoman. She is self-made. She comes from very humble beginnings. Her parents were immigrants. They own a taqueria now, but she was not handed anything. And she ends up becoming one of the most successful venture capitalists of the time. And she's a hard worker. She is unapologetic for being able to write a check for $250,000. She is a CEO. She is a influencer. She is a trailblazer. And I think that she carries the weight of her community on her shoulders, and she's very business oriented and she's ruthless, but because she really believes in making a difference but she's smart enough to know that you can't just do things your own way only. No business works like that. Once you have a platform and once you're doing a partnership with a company like an Apple, for example, you need to play both sides in order to get what you want. So she's a bit of a politician, but she gets stuff done. And Keith is almost like, he's so new to this world of money. He's almost like a little kid that's like, well, I just want to do this. And it's like, I really admire her hard work and her finesse, but whew, she didn't get to where she is because she's not a weak woman. She's a shark.
Strong.
So how much?
You trying to buy me out? 50,000?
How about 250?
Tommy, much like Keith, is an artist, but like at a very different stage in his life. Unfortunately, he's unhoused living on the streets of San Francisco, and he's frank, he's intelligent, he's witty, and he sort of serves as a foil to Keith to talk about these ideas of social justice. Because in this second season, we sort of really tackle the major problem of the unhoused community in San Francisco, and they sort of challenge each other about like, what is it like to be able to speak on issues that are not your own? And how do you do that with agency for both yourself and agency for the community that you're standing in for? But Tommy, and he also becomes like, Keith becomes a mentor to Tommy. So it was really fun exploring that with Lamorne and having sort of like these playful scenes where we sort of like, push our own ideas about this argument back and forth. And that's what's so cool about this show, is that you get to see these conversations about racism, about like social inequality, but in a funny way, and both with valid points. And I think it's important and really great to see that on a comedy, because it's easier to get people into that conversation when you sort of present it in this light.
Exactly. When you see talking alcohol and a talking garbage can and a talking marker, you're like, oh, I'll listen.
Now I'm seeing things. Houston, we have a problem. Man, you woke.
And in terms of the script, what part of the story for you both is the most powerful and why?
Just me being compared to all of these different athletes is going to be the most powerful thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want power? Wait till you see this guy's arms and abs. True power. Now that's power.
And this series counts with around 8 episodes. Which episode from all of this episode for you both is your favorite and why?
I know that it's kind of Murph's episode, but we get to meet Clovis's dad, and it was just cool because, in season 1, you know Clovis, but you never really get to see behind the kind of the facade he puts up. So you really get to see, who his real character is behind, that shield. So that, for me, that was really cool to see the evolution of his character in that way.
For me, it's going to be that same episode.
The same?
Yeah, the same episode. I mean, because it gives me an opportunity to kind of show my range as an actor.
Absolutely. And there's not much. It's
Down here, my brother. That's right. I'm a talking trash can.
This is all wrong.
I tell you what's wrong.
And one of the main questions is, can Keith and his friends can make real change? What does it take to bring change to the world?
It takes love. It takes camaraderie. It takes friendship. And it takes, everyone working together. It can't be done by one side or the other. Everybody has to eventually come together. Until we do, there will be no real change.
And it takes time. It's not just 1 week of everybody posting a black square on Instagram. It's about changing your lifestyle, and it's about doing it every day, coming to the plate and being the change you want to be.